We didn't know anything about it until it struck our family. It's a very very complicated disease, isn't it? And like I say, there's so many different types. It can affect people in different ways. A lot of the time people are lost very quickly, and we've always been very grateful for whatever reason. We were given a bit of time with Faye. We could very easily have lost her within 12 hours. Everybody needed to know what meningitis was, what it looked like. You could get a vaccine to protect your children, and that was really why we started what we started with the petition. We never realised how big it would be, if I'm honest. We hoped maybe we would reach 1,000, maybe 2,000 people from Facebook, and then obviously the petition was already running, so we kind of hijacked a petition. And then when we saw what was happening, I mean, it's truly amazing. For us, it's very comforting. We're very proud of what our daughter achieved, and it's ultimately it's what we wanted. We never imagined it would be as big or have an effect like it did, but we are very glad it did. Our aim was to get that small group, the 1 to 5s, or the 0 to 5, the most vulnerable group to protect, because they haven't got a voice. They rely on their parents or who's looking after them, uncles, aunties, anyone. We just didn't think that was fair. If they had that extra layer of protection, I think it gives everybody a chance, because it is devastating. It truly is devastating. But she did have the high-pitched screaming, that's where it all started. She woke up from a nap, which was probably the headache, I would imagine, stiff neck. She got her out of her bed and didn't want to be touched. She was very much wanted to just lay down in bed. And then I suppose the next one would be that she was kind of floppy, semi-conscious. I think she had a temperature of 41. She'd had a normal morning. She'd been out on a play day, she'd come back, had something to eat and a drink, gone to bed, half an hour later it all started. So it is that quick, really is that quick. She had no cold, nothing at all. But it's still knowing that we could have made that difference, and we could still have her eating that if we'd known that, and we didn't. For us, or for Faye, that rash was 12 hours in the coming, and she had the mottled, slightly patchy skin. She had the cold hands and feet. The actual rash itself was 12 hours coming, and by that point sepsis had really taken hold. And it covers their body so quickly. Once that starts, it is so quick. I mean, within half an hour it was coming down like a literally, it was frightening, truly frightening. But it was the last thing to see, so again you can't wait to see that tumbler test, because again you're running out of time. We've never really worked out why it worked so different for Faye, why she could fight for 12 hours with no medical intervention at all, and then carry on fighting for 11 days. She was seriously damaged by the sepsis, and still she carried on fighting, and 2 years old. So we take a lot from that, because she was a strong little girl, strong little character. But we never gave her much credit how strong she was, we really didn't. She was fighting to the very, 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 very bitter end, she really was. When we say to fight to stay with us, to stay together, we've seen so many other cases where it can happen in 6 hours, 12 hours and never lost. I think Faye came very close. She was resuscitated on that first day. But from then on, she said it was just, I think she surprised everybody at the hospital. It was just a steady fight. But sadly, because of that such a big time at the beginning, without being treated, without the medical, the sepsis had done so much damage. It was that sadly a beater. It was just too much for her. We were given time with her. We spent 2 weeks out with her. We could see what was happening, and we got time to talk to her. Before we lost her, we had time with her. She was pretty much unconscious through pretty much the whole thing, if we're honest. But we were there with her. She could hear us. that made a big difference for us. Whereas I think if we'd lost her within 12 hours, I think that's so much more devastating. It's so much harder to accept. Not that this will ever be accepted, but I can understand and I feel for people that lost them so quickly. We do it to protect other people, mainly other children, but obviously everybody. If everybody knows, then we'll all stand a chance.